Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Reza Montazami, an associate professor in mechanical engineering. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about my research. My talk is going to be very general about what I've been doing for the past 10 years. So first, I want to start, although the time is very limited, I want to start with a questionnaire. Who likes Legos? And who still buys Legos for their kids? Yeah. So when I was a kid, Lego used to be just a bag of blocks randomly placed, and sold. There wasn't any instructions on how to build things with your Lego blocks. If you were creative, you could build something that is very nice. There was a couple of, specialty pieces like wheels and doors and windows, but you were working with blocks mainly, and it was up to you to really what to build. Nowadays, when I go to Target or Walmart to see a Lego set and order it from Amazon for my son, the Lego I get, it comes with a set of instructions. So you follow those instructions precisely, and at the end you have a helicopter or a car or a house or whatever. Nature works pretty much in the same way. Nature comes with instructions. Although everything we look at seems very random, but in reality, the randomness of nature is very predictable and organized. If you dig a hole outside this room and come back in 10 days, 20 days, and if there was enough wind, you're going to see dirt and rocks and items in that hole that are specifically smaller than the opening of that hole. So although it seems very random for those set of items to collect in that hole, but in reality there is a mechanism of filtering and deciding what can go in that hole and what cannot. So anything in nature is basically, although it seems random, comes with a set of instructions. So having all that said, the materials that we work with in everyday use, they are assembled in a supposedly random way, but again, there is a big science behind them. Now the question is, what if we go against these instructions of nature and move these atoms and molecules around and see if we can make something different from what the instruction tells us? If we buy a set of Legos that comes with instructions, and what if we put that instructions aside and try to build something with those blocks ourselves? Think about more creative ways of making materials, or basically designing new materials. So my research is mainly focused on doing this. I take materials that there are, of course, thermodynamic paths for a material to assemble in a more stable way, but my research is to take those pieces, those materials, and rearrange them and put them in orders that they don't necessarily like to be in. Having that said, for example, we can move ions the most simple one is to move ions in a ionic polymer, change the ions and see how the properties of the polymer, of the ionic polymer changes. Or if we can use, for example, additive manufacturing techniques to force materials to bond together. To show a couple of results, we have made materials that can move our electroactive or mechanical motion from an electrical stimuli, or materials that can, for example, help us sense our environment, or materials that can, for example, dissolve in liquids, which is basically not their most natural behavior, or materials that we can control how their mechanical properties or electrical properties or thermal properties are. So with that, I want to end my talk. Thank you very much.